So let's get to what we're going to cover in this session. Anxiety is an aspect we're going to take up in this session. We're going to talk of likes and dislikes and attachments and how they have an impact on the way we get disturbed. So we're going to look at those, we need to understand them, because this is another area with which we can make sure that the disturbances are minimized. So we're going to cover letting go, anxiety, likes and dislikes and attachments. And whenever we talk of this, none of us here are a sannyasi. So we don't need to worry that because we are saying attachment, detachment, this and that, we are all some sannyasis going away somewhere into the forest and doing something. No, nothing. We're going to be in the midst of what we are all doing. But if we understand some of these concepts, the manner in which we engage, either in events or in relationships, can undergo a significant change which moves to very healthy, sustained relationships or our ability to deal with it. So that's what we're going to cover. And there are the internals. I said, what are the muscles we build? We're going to talk to you about the mind. We already covered a full session we did in session 2. We won't do it again. But we're going to cover the intellect, and one of the gunas that we have, we must understand that and see how can we make sure that the power of this is available to us automatically. So this is what is the muscle side of what we're going to build. And therefore we're going to look at how this aids us in superior performance. So that's the contents as far as this session is concerned. So let's get to anxiety. Anybody here? Do we get anxious? Anybody who says, no, yeah, never. No. We get anxious. What causes anxiety? Anybody? What causes anxiety? And do we get anxious? What causes anxiety?
Attachment.
Okay, attachment. I'm sorry, didn't get your name.
Jaya.
Okay.
My name is Jaya.
Jaya. Okay.
I think when I'm not prepared.
When we are not prepared. Okay, good. Give me a situation. Give me a situation we can relate with. When was the last time you got anxious? Why? Before the exams? Anything. What? Anything?
I think when my boss had asked me to do something and I forgotten about it, pushed it aside, and then 1 week later he said what happened to it, and then I completely freaked out because I let him down and I was letting myself
Okay.
down.
In a situation like that where there was something.
Deadlines.
Deadlines. Okay. Anybody wants to see when? What causes anxiety?
When I expect something and it doesn't happen.
When you expect something and
It doesn't happen.
do you get angry or anxious?
Anxious. Okay, till the time it doesn't happen, the meantime I'm anxious.
I want to differentiate. Some of those, like you say, you expected, didn't happen. Does that create anger or anxiety?
Okay, I don't.
Ah.
Till the time it doesn't get happen, right? That meantime in between, waiting
Oh,
time,
yeah.
that I am anxious all
Okay.
through.
Okay. All right. Anybody else would like Sudha?
Fear of failure or rejection.
Fear of failure or rejection. Okay, that's anxiety. Sure.
Out of control.
Out of control. Out of control. Great.
Thinking more about the outcome rather than the activity.
Okay. Very, very focused on the outcome, and therefore, hey, will that happen? Yeah. Very good.
Something is beyond our control.
Something beyond our control.
See, anxiety is closer to fear than anger.
I would say fear is a little different. You're scared of something, but you're anxious about many other things. Anxiety is a worry component, not as much of the fear. Though there could be like the fear of success, anxiety for success, maybe there's a thin line.
I think it's a manifestation of the fear.
Yeah, yeah.
Anxiety is a manifestation of the fear.
Not necessarily fear.
Yeah, of other things.
Yeah. So fear is a little different in its emotion and what it can do. So let's just try and summarize to say, so I'm anxious, what will happen? Am I right? To say, what will happen? Something. What will people think? Will it go well? will it become okay? So, child has high fever, definitely there's anxiety. Am I right? Child has high fever, definitely anxiety. So if you categorize anxiety, I want to bring up two aspects. One is what will happen, okay, whatever it is. The other is, will it become okay? I want to take only these two. So there's an anxiety because of the future, and there's an anxiety because of the present. There is very little anxiety because of the past. There's no anxiety per se. But anxiety is always related with a future or something in the present which needs to heal. எப்போ சரியா போகும்? சரியா போயிடுமா? So there is a situation, current situation, which is a difficult situation, and therefore the anxiety is about whether it will resolve, will it vanish, will it become better. Or the anxiety is about a future situation, கல்யாணம் ஆகுமா, குழந்தை பிறக்குமா, வேலை கிடைக்குமா. It's about a future event. Will that happen? Will that happen? Would you all agree? That therefore anxiety is either a current situation, which is a difficult situation, and therefore in our minds we seek a resolution, a betterment of that particular situation. Like somebody is not sick, whatever I shared with you, don't have a job, don't have something. A current situation which is not a very pleasant situation, it's a difficult situation, and therefore we want that situation to change for the better, and therefore there's anxiety, or it's about the future.
So is there a difference between worrying and anxiety?
It's a grey area. So that is what I call it the intensity level. So worry, anxiety, panic. So it's not necessarily different, but I would say it's only how we use those terms, but it can be only therefore describing the intensity of that particular anxiety.
Also, you normally say worries of the past, anxieties of the future.
Yeah.
It's something that has happened, you're more worried about, maybe I could have done things differently, all of that. Anxiety is about the fruit and what may happen. So it's usually, that's the words.
And the past also has another thing which we say regrets. More than the anxieties, regrets of the past in terms of like after I get to win or something. So let's come to anxiety. Now the anxiety is real, so we don't need to think that we should be completely free of anxiety. In all of that which we are talking those two dimensions. Daughter hasn't come home. It's 8 p.m. She's normally home by 7. What about the father? No, I'll tell you all posturing only, no. But what will the father do? Like கவலைப்படாத. எதுக்கு கவலைப்படுற? கவலை விடு. Okay, 8 o'clock. 8:30. Call friends. She's not picking up her mobile. 9 o'clock. Panic, no? 9 o'clock, 9:30. So I'm not saying that therefore, what, you got to the situation or something. So the father who was calm at 8 p.m., not all that calm at 8:30 p.m., yelling at his wife at 9 p.m., yelling at each other by 9:30 p.m., I told you so, you told me so, I shouldn't have, you did, I told you, why. So all that is going to happen by 9:30. Now 10 o'clock she walks. What does the mother say? சனியனே. Whereas she tells her father, no dad, my scooter got punctured, I got held up somewhere, just couldn't get anything, and my mobile battery had completely died. And this is what I went through, and then I had one person who was helping me out. His mobile was also not working, otherwise I would have called from his mobile. But that's what happened. I just couldn't communicate with anyone of you for 2 hours. Okay, but during that period, the anxiety is here. And the anxiety grows. We're going to talk of what is the process. And like these, there are many situations, events or relationships where our anxiety is real. What I shared with you, child has fever, somebody in the family is sick, somebody in the family needs an operation, somebody is broke, so there are financial situations, there are other situations. In all difficult situations, there is bound to be anxiety till it resolves itself. So we are not talking here saying that you therefore completely can eliminate anxiety. No, but we are going to certainly say there are ways in which we can make sure that frequency, intensity and duration, those meters, those levers can come up.
And the quality of action at that time doesn't suffer. That is the most important. Just look at the match of Germany and Korea. Just look at that match. And just see how it started poor and went downhill for Germany. It just went downhill. And as they reached the 90th minute, they looked like some, one of our teams. They definitely did not look like world champions. And that is the clear example of how anxiety can completely mess up the quality of your action. We just saw it 2 days ago.
So before we get into an approach for us to be able to minimize anxiety, I want to talk of a little example that we shared in multiple sessions earlier, but since there are a few newcomers, it's still worthwhile. A professor walks into his class and he takes a glass of water and he holds it up and he says, "Hi, how much does this weigh?" So some student quickly thought, saying, "It looks like a 200 ml glass." So he said, "Maybe around 200 grams." He said, "Yeah, right." So 200 grams. What will happen if I hold it like this for a minute? What will happen if I hold it like this for 5 minutes? What will happen if I hold it like this for 1 hour?
Start paining.
Your arm will.
Start paining.
What will happen if I held it like this for the entire day?
You cannot touch.
I have hold it like this for the entire day. So this entire thing will be frozen. I may need to be taken to hospital to unfreeze to get this done. During that entire day, did the weight of this glass of water change? Continue to be 200 grams? It didn't change. So what is the solution if I need to not have my hand operated? What do I need to do? Put the glass down. So the letting go is about putting the glass down, because if you hold it, whether it's small or big, but you hold it and you hold it and you hold it and you hold it, it's going to become heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. Nothing has changed in what that particular event or thing is, but by holding it and holding it and holding it, it has become heavier and heavier and heavier. Put the glass down is the fundamental concept in letting go. We must first therefore even realize I need to put the glass down. By holding it, though it hasn't changed in any way, it is becoming heavier and heavier. So some of the strategies, again, like we shared with you, all these are things that we have got exposed to by listening, reading and understanding wealth of knowledge and wisdom which has come to us from across the ages. And so none of this is something that Ram and I either hold any proprietary rights or IPR to any of this. I'm only sharing with you what you've all been exposed to or we've understood, and so we're sharing that. First thing, even before this, like Ram said even earlier, first is the realization or acknowledgement that I am anxious, I am angry, I am scared. Doesn't matter which of these emotions. The first thing for us to combat, reduce or eliminate is awareness. I am anxious. Nothing wrong. Firstly, we don't need to feel ashamed that I'm anxious. My daughter hasn't come home here at 10 p.m. I'm calling all my friends. Why should I be ashamed that I'm calling and saying, hey, my daughter hasn't come home? I need help. Okay, did you see her? Did anybody know? Do you know the friend? It's not something we need to be ashamed of. But I first need to realize and become aware that I'm anxious. Awareness is the first thing which will then lead to what is it then I can do. Movie making is something the mind does. It's one of the mind's fantastic properties. Well, a mind not in control. So we want to cover what is that. Well, a mind not in control will indulge in movie making. Daughter hasn't come home, 10 o'clock. What is the movie which is running in my mind? What is the movie which is running in your mind? KK? KK, what is the movie which is running in your mind? Something. What is the movie which is running in your mind? Huh? No. That is not anxiety. That is you guys know all that inside story. But the parents are not having that.
Anything from when is an accident?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Now, not only is it making a movie, the movie will become more real and real for you. அதுதான் நடந்துருக்கும் நிச்சயம். I'm 100% sure. I told you. So the first thing is change your thought. Get out of movie making and only come to the situation that it's 10 o'clock and she hasn't come home. So if we stay with the facts, itself is the first thing to do to reduce anxiety. So stay with the facts. Okay? Get out of movie making. Get engaged in now. And in getting engaged in now, you're staying with the facts. She hasn't come home, it's 10 o'clock. So I'm going to do all the things that I can do. Call up all her friends, call her relatives, send somebody to her office if she's working and she hasn't come back, send somebody to college if she's in college and she hasn't come back. Then what is it I know, where her previous contact, what time, where was she? You are moving then into what you need to do. So to reduce from anxiety to what we call concerted action, which is what it's all about. Because concerted action is what I can do. In everything, in any one of the negative emotions, our prescriptions will lead to saying, become aware and acknowledge that I'm angry, or I'm scared, or I'm anxious. That's the first thing. From that acknowledgement, in the mind, if the mind is engaged in movie making, please stop it. Please stop it, because that movie making will be so real to you that you will be in that and you won't do anything about what you need to do. Get out of movie making. Get engaged in now and face the facts. Only facts. Deal only with facts. List out options. What next? Is there anything I can do? List the options and do those. Because one of the unfortunate aspects in life. There are many things that we don't control. There are many things we don't control. Concerted action is about I can do all the things that I can do and that I should do. And that is what it's all about. When you do this, automatically anxiety will subside, but there will be more action. There will be more, whatever. The action has energy. The action is about still wanting to make sure, hey, can my daughter safely come home? So, till that, there is then that action. This certainly are the strategies that we should adopt for reducing the anxiety in any situation and at any time.
Saying that it's concerted action,
Yeah.
not headless chicken. So then it is the anxiety that is driving, and it is not concerted action. It's not meeting a purpose. Many of us will be acting about it as headless chicken. So meaningless activity. That's a concerted action. It is focused to a result.
Okay, we'll move on now. So, and all I'm saying is, you can all really try and internalize these to say this is useful, whether it's anger or it's fear or it's anxiety. Though in anger and fear we covered certain other aspects because the way anger is triggered and what happens is a little different, but there are similarities. But this will be applicable definitely even when it is anger or fear.